I found my ex-husband too talkative. After the divorce, I decided to find a mute man as my boyfriend. The young mute man was obedient and kind, exactly what I wanted. One day, I went to pick him up from school. I overheard him talking to his roommate. Yuga, how long do you plan to keep this up? Until I get bored. As soon as I entered the male dormitory, I heard someone teasing him. Yuga, what's it like pretending to be mute to date your own uncle's wife? I instinctively stopped in my tracks and stood at the door. After a long time, a deeper voice came from inside. Let's just leave it at that. Through the crack in the door, I saw a tall young man sitting on a chair with his legs crossed. His eyelids drooped, giving him a very sophisticated, world-weary expression. So when are you planning to break up? Is it hard to not talk every day? Is it hard for you to talk every day? He fiddled with his phone, looking impatient. We'll talk about it later. I didn't respond, pretending not to hear, and turned around to go back downstairs. I sent him a message, I'm here. Where are you? He replied quickly. Got it, coming down right now. A few seconds later, a figure rushed out of the dormitory building. Mang Chongyu was still wearing that black hoodie. But the annoyed expression faded, replaced by a sunny, enthusiastic face. He walked over to me with a wide smile, looking down at his phone. Sweetie, have you been waiting long? Not too long. He looked at me for 2 seconds, blinked, then typed again. Are you upset? Did you get bored waiting? I turned to look at the boy holding his phone, carefully trying to please me. I exhaled, no, it's work-related. Oh. The boy lowered his eyes, his expression filled with disappointment. This look was so different from his earlier demeanor in the dormitory. It even made me doubt whether that scene had been just my imagination. He sat obediently in the passenger seat, then suddenly thought of something. Can you wait a few more minutes? I nodded, and the boy immediately opened the door and ran out. While waiting for him, I hesitated for a moment before tapping on Ji Weili's profile picture. You mentioned earlier that you have a nephew. What's his name? Soon, someone I hadn't contacted in a long time replied. Ji Weili, Mang Chongyu. Ji Weili, is something wrong? Just as I was about to reply, the car door opened. I hurriedly put my phone back in my pocket. It was Mang Chongyu getting in. He kept one hand in his pocket, fastened his seatbelt, then suddenly pulled out a lollipop. Strawberry flavor. He pushed it toward me. For me? The boy nodded. Don't be mad anymore, okay? I was a poor student sponsored by Ji Weili. Marrying him was just because he needed someone. He needed an obedient wife to deal with his elderly father's pressure to marry. And I was the perfect candidate. When I was with him, I rarely had the chance to learn about his family. However, I did have some impression of this distant nephew who had been exiled. A spoiled second-generation heir. A reckless young master who even made Ji Weili headache when he went wild. And now, this very same person was sitting beside me, looking all innocent. He was putting on such a show, and I found it quite amusing. The car stopped at the traffic light, and I looked at him. Kiss me. The boy froze for a moment, then his eyes grew deep. Without needing me to repeat myself, he leaned in and grabbed my chin. He gave me a passionate kiss. Even though Mang Chongyu acts so composed in everyday life, that primal sense of aggression in bed is impossible to hide. Suddenly, the car next to us honked twice. Before I could react, the horn sounded again. I turned my head and noticed that the window of the car next to us had been lowered. A face I recognized appeared. Ji Weili? I tensed up instinctively, but then remembered he couldn't do anything to me anymore. The man's expression was far from pleasant, and his tone was mocking. So impatient? I smiled wryly. Young people have so much energy. Christian must be embarrassed. Ji Weili's face darkened, and his gaze passed through me to the person in the passenger seat. I tensed up instinctively and moved to the side. The light turned green, so I didn't obstruct traffic anymore. After saying that, I rolled up the window first. When I looked back at Mang Chongyu, his face was turned toward the window, lost in thought. I suddenly wondered what Ji Weili would do if he found out that the person I had just kissed passionately was his nephew. But this was so interesting. I really didn't want it to end so soon. Once we were inside the house, Meng Chongyu rushed toward me eagerly. He hugged me tightly and kissed my lips. I don't like him. Who don't you like? Your ex-husband. Oh. I leaned in and rubbed his earlobe. Funny, I don't like him either. He picked me up with one hand and threw me onto the bed. I gasped and clung tightly to his neck. He silently curled the corner of his mouth, his eyes flashing with satisfaction. I suddenly remembered what his roommate had asked him today. What's it like to hook up with your uncle's wife? He said it was just like that. But I'm different. Dating my ex-husband's nephew. That feeling is fucking amazing. Ji Weili was crazy before. But it was the madness of someone in a position of power. He only took, and I couldn't enjoy it at all. But Meng Chongyu is different. I know he's trying to please me. This pleasure reached its peak after I found out his true identity. Just as he was about to start. Suddenly, my doorbell rang. Don't answer it. Soon, the doorbell turned into my phone ringing. It must be something important. I patted Meng Chongyu's head to calm him down. I reached for my phone with one hand. Open the door. It's Ji Weili. I saw your car. Open the door. I hesitated. I'm not available right now. The person outside seemed to be lighting a cigarette. Was he with that guy? We're divorced. It's none of your business. Then let's get back together. As soon as the words left his mouth, he seemed to be startled by his own words. Neither of us spoke. The phone line crackled with static. I spoke first. You're drunk. Have your assistant take you home. Open the door first. It's really inconvenient. Humph, Lin Qinhuan, you're getting bolder. After saying that, he seemed to think of something and snorted. No, I forgot. Back then, you kissed me when I was drunk, pretended to be crazy, and proposed to me. You've always been pretty bold. The call ended. I was still lost in Ji Weili's words. Back then, I did love him. The first time I met Ji Weili was when I had just been admitted to university. I rushed to his company with all my courage, wanting to meet the person who had sponsored me. Falling in love with him seemed like the natural thing to do. I never thought I would marry him one day. After marriage, I lived in the pink bubble I had created for myself. I thought that my love alone could sustain our relationship. Until Sun Jiru appeared and shattered my dream. Sweetie? A hand reached out from behind me, and I turned around. Meng Chongyu was standing behind me. I suddenly became very curious. If this man knew the real reason why Ji Weili and I divorced, because of another woman, what would he do? Would he go back to pretending to be mute to seduce Sun Jiru? The mute act is so overused, maybe he could try pretending to be lame. Thinking this, I couldn't help but laugh. I patted Meng Chongyu's cheek. Sweetie, I'm not in the mood right now. Let's do it another time. After saying that, I got up and put on my robe. I didn't notice the increasingly complicated expression on Meng Chongyu's face. That night, I was sleeping soundly when I was suddenly woken up by a vibration. Yugu, the mystery bar is waiting for you tonight. There are a few hot girls here. Why not come have a drink? Only then did I realize what was happening. I was holding Meng Chongyu's phone. I heard the sound of someone showering in the bathroom, so I put the phone back on the bedside table. Soon, Meng Chongyu came out. He was afraid of waking me up, so he tiptoed over to my side. He picked up the phone, swiped it a couple of times, then casually tossed it aside and put on his jacket. I pretended to just wake up and open my eyes. Going out? My mentor needs me for something. I have to go back to school. Now? It's almost midnight. Meng Chongyu shrugged, looking helpless. I sneered inwardly. This rich kid really should have gone into the entertainment industry. I resisted the urge to roll my eyes and patted his head comfortingly. A graduate with no rights, I get it. After Meng Chongyu left, I slowly got up. I grabbed the car keys and followed him out the door. It wasn't for anything else, I was just curious. What was the real Meng Chongyu, the one pretending to be so innocent and pitiful around me. After all, the first time I met Mang Chongyu was at the hospital. At the time, I had just finished surgery. I was unable to move and needed someone to help me. Mang Chongyu was the caregiver who came to apply. At first, I was a bit hesitant about him. It wasn't because he was deaf and mute, but because I wanted a woman. But the boy was particularly eager. I've been taking care of my mother since I was a child, so I have a lot of experience. I promise I can do anything they can do. I must admit that at that moment, I softened. I don't have a father. My mother is paralyzed, and I took care of her just like he did for his mother. Later, if it weren't for Ji Weili's financial support, I probably wouldn't have been able to finish high school. So, I kept him on. Just as Mang Chongyu said, he is obedient, hardworking, and considerate. Other caregivers would take any opportunity to go out and rest. But he stays by my side all day long. He helped me with all my needs. When I was in a bad mood, he would do everything to cheer me up. At that time, I had no appetite, so he would cook for me himself. He would arrange the lunchbox into various cartoon shapes to coax me into eating a bite. The elderly women in the ward would laugh and say, "This guy is treating you like his girlfriend." So it was only natural that we became lovers. During this time, I never doubted Mang Chongyu's identity. He often couldn't help but communicate with me using sign language. Sometimes, when he was in the mood, I'd ask him to teach me a few gestures. Even during the most intimate moments, he never uttered a single word. He'd just look at me with his eyes wet with tears, like a satisfied dog. Of course, the most important reason I never doubted him was, who among us could endure such restraint? He restrained himself to the point where I began to wonder if Mang Chongyu was trying to emulate Go Jian, coming here to endure hardships and temper his mind. In the past, I was a regular at the bar. Most of the time, I was brought there by Ji Weili. He drank, and I drove. On the way back, we did all sorts of wild things in his menacing Hummer. I was about to shake off the past and search for Mang Chongyu's private room. Suddenly, a hand grabbed me. "Did you come here specifically for me?" I looked up and saw Ji Weili standing right in front of me. He didn't want to see me earlier, but now he's rushing over. Is this a case of wanting to meet but being shy? "I'm here to find my boyfriend." I avoided his burning gaze and turned to leave. However, he tightened his grip on my hand and dragged me into a men's restroom stall. "Ji Weili! Shout louder, wake everyone up." I glared at him. He rubbed his fingertips against my lips. "Did he kiss you here today? Mind your own business, let go of me." A little cat dares to show its claws. "You've changed a lot since the divorce." Ji Weili sneered. "Break up with him." "Why should I?" "Joy, you should know I hate it when people touch my things." His fingers traced my face. "There's a limit to being unreasonable. Don't dance in my danger zone." I tried to argue, but he continued. "When I agreed to divorce, it was to fulfill your wish, not to let you escape my control. This past year, I gave you too much freedom, letting you forget who you belong to." Ji Weili was domineering and arrogant, standing high above everyone else. If he wanted to, he could make all my efforts and work in life disappear in an instant. But why? Why does someone who betrays marriage have the nerve to say such things? You already have Sun Jieru. Isn't that enough? Mentioning that name, Ji Weili frowned in disgust. "I've told you, there's nothing between us." "Nothing? Your kissing photos are all over the newspapers." "Yeah, it was just a kiss." "Are you really getting so upset over that? It doesn't make any sense. You're such a despicable person." I didn't want to listen to him anymore and struggled to break free from his grip. Suddenly, a man's voice came from outside. "Uncle, are you ready?" My whole body froze. Was it Mang Chongyu? Ji Weili was about to push the door open and walk out, but I pulled him back by the arm. He raised an eyebrow at me, and I avoided his sharp gaze. Ji Weili didn't move and asked, "What's the matter?" Through the wall, Mang Chongyu's slightly impatient voice came through. "Let's go back. The driver is waiting for me." "So early?" "Yeah." Ji Weili called the driver, and Meng Chongyu left shortly after. As he left, he whistled, old but still going strong. Have fun. I looked up and caught Ji Weili's pensive gaze. Do you know Xiao Yu? No, I don't. Why did you avoid him? A lone man and woman in a men's restroom stall. Mr. Ji has no shame, but I do. After saying that, I kicked open the door. This time, Ji Weili didn't stop me. Meng Chongyu had asked Ji Weili's driver to take him home. He wouldn't be returning to my rental house. After all, Ji Weili's driver knew exactly where I lived. He approached me under a false identity, naturally not wanting Ji Weili to find out. I didn't rush home and strolled leisurely along the street. It was late at night, with only occasional cars passing by on the road. In the darkness, the billboards on both sides shone brightly. Sun Jiru's face stared at me in ultra-high definition. If it weren't for Ji Weili, you wouldn't even be worthy of tying my shoes. The words she once shouted at me echoed in my ears. At the time, I was still feeling smug. So what? He chose to marry someone like me instead of you. But later, the video of her kissing Ji Weili spread all over town. I broke down and begged Ji Weili to cut ties with her. But Ji Weili said, "Joy, can you stop being so childish?" I finally woke up from my delusion. Yes, they were all upper-class people. Sun Jiru was the younger sister who had grown up with Ji Weili. She was the Aurora who had been propelled to fame by Ji Weili's capital. And I was just the wife he kept at home. Even after we got married, I didn't even know who his nephew was. It wasn't that I didn't care, it was that Ji Weili never gave me the chance. Perhaps to him, I'm just a dog to satisfy his desires. From the Cold War to the divorce, Ji Weili always thought I was being unreasonable. One day, he'll regret it. I do regret it. I regret not leaving him sooner. As I was almost home, I received a message from Meng Chongyu. It was a selfie of him lying on his dorm bed. Meng Chongyu, I'm lying down. Life really is like a play, all about acting. I asked knowingly, did you just finish working? Meng Chongyu, yeah, my advisor made me work overtime. Then, Meng Chongyu sent a photo of himself under the blankets. Meng Chongyu, I miss you. I curved my lips into a smile, be good. I'll feed you next time. In the morning, I was woken up by the sound of the door opening. Stepping out of the bedroom, I bumped into Meng Chongyu, who was carrying breakfast. I was surprised. You're here so early? Meng Chongyu placed the bag on the table. He walked over and hugged my waist. I was afraid you'd be hungry. I glanced at the logo on the bag. It was a famous breakfast shop. It was quite far from here. I gently kissed the corner of the boy's lips. While brushing my teeth, I checked my phone. A trending topic was at the top of the list. Hashtag Sunjiru's loving morning hashtag. I clicked on it and saw a photo of breakfast she had taken. The caption read, "Thank you to someone for bringing me a loving breakfast this morning, starting my day full of energy." Before exiting, I glanced at the bag's logo. It was exactly the same as the one Meng Chongyu and I had bought. Coincidence? Humph. It didn't seem so nice anymore. When I came out of the bathroom, Meng Chongyu was standing there like a door god. He looked restless, though it was hard to tell. You have something to say? Meng Chongyu nodded and held his phone up to me. Next week, I have to go to New York. Another assignment from your mentor? I'm going to see a doctor. I raised my eyebrows, and he continued typing. I found a doctor who can treat my voice. He said there's hope for me to speak again. In that moment, I almost burst out laughing. I had been wondering how Meng Chongyu would finally come clean to me. But this is it? I cleared my throat. Great, do you need me to come with you? Meng Chongyu's eyes darted around, and he hurriedly typed. No, you focus on your work. I'm afraid I won't get better, and you'll be sad if you stay with me. No, you will get better. You're a healthy person, how could you not get better? But after thinking about it, I added a half-hearted sentence. Even if you don't get better, it's okay, I won't abandon you. But Meng Chongyu seemed touched, pulled me into his arms, and hugged me. Maeng Chongyu had class in the morning, so he stayed with me for a while before leaving. He had only been gone for a few minutes when the doorbell rang again. Did you forget something? My mouth was covered. I was enveloped by a familiar scent. I pushed him away forcefully and wiped my mouth vigorously. Ji Weili, what are you doing so early in the morning? Who was the person who left your house just now? No one left my house. Lin Qinhuan, do you really think I'm an idiot? If you already know, why are you asking me? Do you know who he is? Thanks to you, I found out a few days ago. Ji Weili gripped my hand tightly. His eyes turned red. How dare you? This was the first time I had ever seen Ji Weili lose control. I stared at him. How dare I? Why don't you ask him? How dare he? After being with you for 7 years, if you had ever truly cared about me once, or taken me to meet your family after we got married, I never would have had the chance to agree to him. We glared at each other, and thinking about the past made my chest ache slightly. He suddenly softened and hugged me. His lips brushed against my right ear. Should we break up? I'll pretend I never knew. I suddenly found it incredibly funny. I won't break up. Now I'm not your anything, and who I'm with has nothing to do with you. Ji Weili bit his lip, suppressing his anger. What do you want? Money? I can give you that. Or a title. Do you think he'll marry you? I've already jumped into marriage once. Do you think I care? Then why? To get back at me? Hearing this, I laughed. Christian, you're asking the wrong person. You should be asking Maeng Chongyu. Why did he go to such lengths to get close to me? Ji Weili's expression was complicated as he reached out and stroked my cheek. You've grown up. I stared at him, saying nothing. After a long time, his hand tightened slightly. He grabbed my chin. Ignoring my wishes, he kissed me again. I bit his lip hard without mercy. The man recoiled in pain. He rubbed his bleeding lips and suddenly smiled. Joy, you're making me regret giving you freedom. Trust me, you'll come back to me willingly. Ji Weili left, and my legs gave out, causing me to collapse onto the floor. I took several deep breaths to calm myself down. Just as I thought Ji Weili would make his move next and tensed up to defend myself. Surprisingly, Ji Weili didn't show up again. On the day Maeng Chongyu left for New York, I received a message from the boy. Maeng Chongyu, departing. Wish me luck. Attached was a photo of a plane ticket. I replied with an encouraging emoji. As I exited the interface, my phone automatically pushed Sun Jieru's update. Sun Jieru, departing. Premiere goes smoothly. Sun Jieru is a top-tier celebrity. Big Data doesn't care if you like her or not. It always pushes the hottest people and information to you. I had ignored it before, but this time I clicked in. Her location was the airport, and the photo she posted was a New York flight ticket. From the same breakfast to the same destination city. In that moment, I suddenly thought of something. I reopened Maeng Chongyu's photo and zoomed in. In the bottom right corner, there was an LV backpack strap that had accidentally been captured in the frame. I searched online for photos of Sun Jieru's airport outfit taken by fans. That LV bag was one she often carried. Countless details told me they weren't just acquaintances. They were likely very close. So could I have been wrong from the start? Maeng Chongyu approached me not because of Ji Weili. It was because of Sun Jieru. My feud with Sun Jieru dates back 4 years. After graduating from university, I moved into Ji Weili's residence. It was also then that I found out Ji Weili had a childhood sweetheart named Aurora. She would often call Ji Weili in the middle of the night. She would ask him to help her get resources every now and then. She would also speak softly and sweetly to him. I felt jealous. I also argued with Ji Weili. He told me, if I liked her, I would have been with her long ago. Why would I wait for you? Later, his grandfather forced him to marry Sun Jieru. Ji Weili, in a fit of anger, went straight to the registry office with me. There was no proposal, no wedding. On the day we registered our marriage, Sun Jieru cried until her eyes were red. She looked at me. Do you really think Ji Weili loves you? He married you just to rebel against his family's control. The one he truly cares about is me. At first, I didn't believe her. Until the kiss door incident broke out. The entire internet assumed he was Sun Jiru's boyfriend. Ji Weili didn't even bother to explain. Instead, he arranged for her to star in a foreign film. To help her break into the international market. I finally woke up. But I still don't understand. If it was Sun Jiru who instructed Meng Chongyu to get close to me, why? In that three-way relationship. She was the one who came out on top. A few days later, I received another message from Ji Weili. This time, he didn't say a word. He just sent me a few photos. In the photos, a guy was carrying a bag and walking beside a girl with his head down. The girl was looking up at him. Her posture was domineering. Their figures were too familiar. Meng Chongyu and Sun Jiru. You wanted to know the reason, right? Here it is. Xiaoyu has liked Sun Jiru for a long time, but he also knew that Sun Jiru liked me, so he's been trying to bring us together all along. When he found out I was getting married, he was the one who couldn't accept it the most in the family. Over the years, they've stayed in touch. Wow, I didn't expect the eldest son to go with the deeply in love persona. I didn't say anything, and Ji Weili continued. He went to New York this time to attend Sun Jiru's premiere. I think he wants to get close to you, completely cut off any possibility of us getting back together, and create an opportunity for Sun Jiru. Before, I thought Meng Chongyu was already crazy enough for pretending to be deaf. I never expected the reason he approached me to be even crazier. I asked Ji Weili, why are you telling me this? Aren't you angry? Angry? Besides finding it absurd, I don't seem to be angry at all. Maybe because all my anger was exhausted during the 2 years of my marriage. When he comes back, you two should break up. If you don't want to face them, I'll talk to Xiaoyu. I'm curious, Ji Weili. Why do you always try to break up other people's relationships? Besides making me break up with him, do you have anything else to say? If not, I'm hanging up. Ji Weili was speechless. Are you still planning to be with him? Is that not allowed? He doesn't like you. So what? You don't like me either, but I still married you. There was silence on the other end. I heard the sound of someone lighting a cigarette. I've never liked anyone else. Is that so? Then you should learn to like someone else. That night, I had a dream. I dreamed that I had just started college when I suddenly received a call from my aunt back home. She told me that my mother had fallen. She was in surgery and needed money urgently. My mother had been paralyzed for many years, and I had always taken care of her. When I went away to study, I hired an aunt to help. Even though I worked multiple part-time jobs non-stop every day, the money I earned was barely enough to cover the aunt's wages. Desperate, I went to find Ji Weili. I felt embarrassed, anxious, and restless. But Ji Weili didn't hesitate. He personally arranged for my mother's surgery and told me, if the caregiver isn't reliable, replace her. If your mother can fall once, she can fall again. You don't need to worry about the money for her care. I'm supporting you so you can study with peace of mind, not so you can work odd jobs and waste your education. From then on, besides my tuition fees, Ji Weili also took on the costs of caring for my mother. Later, I gathered the courage to confess my feelings to him. He said, sure, I like obedient girls. Staying by his side, 7 years passed. Later, my dreams became one waiting after another. It became my birthday, but he went to Sun Jiru's press conference. It became our wedding anniversary, but he didn't come home all night. I've been grateful to Ji Weili. I've loved Ji Weili. But I also hate him. It's like I'm trapped in a dream, and I can't wake up. In the haze, it seemed like someone was calling my name. Joy, Joy? Then I was picked up. Ji Weili, what are you doing here? As I spoke, I realized my throat was dry and hoarse. You didn't answer your phone. I was worried something happened to you. You have a high fever, go to the hospital first. I have a fever. No wonder I felt so hot all over. When Ji Weili carried me out the door, I finally realized. My front door was gone. Ji Weili looked expressionless. We couldn't get in, so we had someone tear it down. After the fever subsided, I finally felt my mind gradually clearing. Ji Weili sat beside the hospital bed. His shirt sleeves were rolled up, revealing a deep blue wristwatch. I stared at the watch, feeling dazed. I remembered that it was when I graduated from university and received my first paycheck. I used all my savings to buy it for him. 17,000 yuan. At the time, I thought it was so expensive. But one day, I overheard Sun Jiru ask Ji Weili, "Ji Ge, didn't you just buy a watch worth over 80 million? Why aren't you wearing that one?" Joy gave it to me. Sun Jiru looked amused. I've never worn something so cheap. It'll probably give me a rash. What did Ji Weili say at the time? He said, maybe. I'll wear it for a couple of days to make the little girl happy. I spent all my savings. Yet I could only use it to make someone else happy. From then on, I never gave Ji Weili a watch again. So he's wearing it again today. Is it to make me happy again? It's just a shame I'm not the little girl I used to be. Is this what you call taking care of yourself? Fainting at home. When I woke up, Ji Weili came in and started questioning me. It was just a fever. A fever can kill you. Ji Weili paused, then said, after you're discharged, move in with me. I'll have my assistant pack your things. No. Is it because of Meng Chongyu again? I didn't respond, so he asked again, or is it because of Sun Jiru? He was frustrated. What do I have to do for you to believe that I have nothing to do with Sun Jiru? Simple. Make her disappear from the public eye. Can you do that? Impossible. Let's not even mention the business dealings between our two families over the years. Sun Jiru's current entertainment company has half my shares. Ji Weili grew impatient. I did try to handle it. I sent her abroad. Isn't that enough? I scoffed. You had Sun Jiru film a movie overseas for a year. That's called handling it? I didn't want to speak. Ji Weili was unhappy. I don't understand why you have such hostility towards Sun Jiru. Qin Huan, you're not the kind of person who harms others. If you lost your husband and your child because of a woman, would you let her off the hook? What are you saying? Tears welled up in my eyes. My child is gone because of her. This can't be. I wiped away my tears forcefully. 2 months before we divorced, I discovered I was pregnant. I wanted to tell you, but then the news of your kiss broke out. Afterward, Sun Jiru brought a group of people to confront me, and during the argument, the baby was lost. Even the week before, I had just visited the doctor, and the baby had a heartbeat and fetal buds. The doctor said it was a healthy baby. I couldn't bring myself to finish the sentence, lowering my eyes. If you don't believe me, you can ask Meng Chongyu. He was the one who took care of me at the hospital. Ji Weili's body swayed slightly. His departing steps were somewhat disheveled. After Ji Weili left, I lay there for a while and drifted off to sleep again. When I opened my eyes, Meng Chongyu was sitting beside me. Why are you here? Meng Chongyu bit his lip, looking a bit unhappy. I received news that you were hospitalized and rushed back immediately. I suddenly remembered when Meng Chongyu had come looking for me earlier that day. I had indeed taken a photo of myself receiving in 4 drip and sent it to him. But I didn't expect him to come back. I had checked Sun Jiru's schedule online earlier. The premiere was today. It wasn't a big deal, I could be discharged after the 4 drip. He looked serious. I know, but you had your gallbladder removed, and I'm worried. Don't you even remember? I was the one who took care of you during that surgery. I remember. I playfully curled my lips, like a little nurse, the kind who accompanies you to bed. Meng Chongyu's face visibly turned red again. He was about to say something else when his phone suddenly rang. I instinctively glanced at the screen. Rue. Like a guilty thief, he quickly turned the phone away. Then he looked at me nervously. I pretended not to see and asked, "What's wrong? Aren't you going to answer it?" Meng Chongyu had just hung up and shook his head. I'm not answering it. It's a scam call. A scam call. Haha, that's how they are. It's definitely a scam. My illness came on quickly and left just as fast. By the next morning, I was basically back to normal. Main Chongyu was busy helping me with the discharge procedures. At that moment, Ji Weili sent me a message. Ji Weili, when are you getting discharged? I'll come pick you up. Me, no need, your nephew is here. Ji Weili, then I have to go even more. Ji Weili, do you think I'm afraid of him? Everything's packed, we can go now. Main Chongyu walked over, and I didn't reply to Ji Weili. I put away my phone and followed him out. Once in the car, I suddenly remembered our front door had been demolished. My temples throbbed. I wondered if Ji Weili had fixed it yet. Our door lock was broken, and the repairman hadn't come yet. Let's stay at a nearby hotel for now. Main Chongyu didn't ask why, he just nodded obediently. On the way, my phone kept vibrating. Ji Weili kept calling. I found it annoying, so I deliberately sent him the hotel's location. Don't come and ruin things. Then I blocked him. Upon entering the hotel, I opened the door. Main Chongyu immediately pressed himself against me. Photos of Main Chongyu and Sun Jieru in Shanghai flashed through my mind. I turned my head, and the boy's kiss landed on my cheek. Be good, just endure it. I'm still recovering from a serious illness, vigorous activity isn't advisable. A fleeting look of disappointment flashed in Main Chongyu's eyes, but he nodded anyway. There was no passion between us, and it seemed like there wasn't much else to talk about. The atmosphere grew silent. I lowered my head to scroll through my phone, while Main Chongyu stared at me. Do you have something to say to me? Main Chongyu nodded slightly. Actually, there's something I lied to you about. I'm not. Before I could finish typing, another call came in. Ji Weili. He hung up, then called again. He hung up again, and he called again. Finally, I couldn't stand it anymore. Answer it. Without waiting for Main Chongyu to react, I reached over and answered the phone. Main Chongyu, let Lin Qinhuan answer the phone. Before Main Chongyu could say anything, the other end spoke again. Don't pretend to be mute. I already know all about your little affair. Now, immediately, have Lin Qinhuan answer the phone. So, in that instant, I witnessed the entire process of a puppy going from shock, to panic, to silence. I personally believe Main Chongyu's series of actions could easily be included in the acting textbook at the Beijing Film Academy. Why didn't you answer my call? I didn't answer, but you found me anyway. Are you doing this on purpose? Do you want me to find Main Chongyu myself? Weren't you the one who urged me to break up with you? After a moment of silence, Ji Weili suddenly laughed. Joy, you're smarter than you used to be. I'll be right there. Tell that kid to watch his back. The phone hung up, and I met Main Chongyu's complicated gaze. When did you find out? What do you mean? Do you mean that you know I'm not mute, or that you know I'm approaching you because of Sun Jieru? If it's the former, it's been a while. The latter is also recent. Main Chongyu's shoulders slumped. I came here today, to be honest with you. Honest about getting cured in New York? No, The boy tugged at his hair. Let's get married. After he finished speaking, both of us fell silent at the same time. A moment later, he seemed to have found something to cling to. Yes, let's get married. You're willing to sacrifice your own marriage for Sun Jieru? I was completely speechless. And why do you think that just because you want to marry me, I have to marry you? It's not because of her. It's because of me. You like me? Main Chongyu nodded slightly. I laughed. You've acted yourself into this. I thought this kid was such a great actor. I asked him, do you know why I divorced Ji Weili back then? It was because of Sun Jieru. So how likely do you think I am to agree to marry someone who only approached me because of her? She's not really bad, she's just been spoiled by her family. That's bad. I interrupted Main Chongyu. I don't hate Sun Jieru for clinging to Ji Weili. It takes two to tango. But she shouldn't have gone to my mother. At the time, I was preparing to marry Ji Weili. My mother had been paralyzed for over 20 years and was in poor health. Sun Jeru somehow found out where my mother was hospitalized. She went to her hospital bed and told her I was the mistress of a wealthy man. My mother was just an unsophisticated peasant woman. Her greatest hope for me was that I would go to university and live a stable life. How could she endure such slander? Even when I explained that we were planning to marry, Ji Weili wouldn't even promise me a wedding. My mother didn't believe a word of it. Consumed by anger, her condition worsened. She passed away quickly. How could I possibly forgive such hatred? I took a deep breath and looked at Meng Chongyu. At the time, Sun Jeru took advantage of Ji Weili being drunk to steal a kiss from him. You had someone destroy the surveillance footage at the hotel, didn't you? Meng Chongyu pursed his lips. If you're going to apologize to me, you should at least show some sincerity. I think it was Meng Chongyu. Give me the video. Meng Chongyu's eyes flickered. I suddenly felt it was pointless. Forget it, you should go. Ji Weili is about to return. Will you reconcile with him? That's none of your business. I'll give it to you. Meng Chongyu stared at me. I said I like you, and I mean it. I've never had such a pleasant experience with anyone else. I want to pursue you again, as a normal person. We'll get married and move abroad, to a place where there's no Ji Weili or Sun Jeru, and start a new life. Just you and me. By the time Ji Weili arrived, Meng Chongyu had already left. I had been hoping to see them fight. You look like you're really disappointed. Of course, I heard you say before that Meng Chongyu was a reckless guy, so I thought he'd confront you head-on. But as soon as he heard you were coming, he backed down. He sneered. He's not reckless enough for pulling this behind my back. You're right. Just now, Meng Chongyu proposed to me. That's pretty reckless. Nonsense. How did you respond? I said I'd think about it. Ji Weili's veins bulged. Do you really think he'll marry you? When the time comes, I'll make sure everyone knows you were my ex-wife. His family will never accept you. I can never see his family again. I've been living like this for the past 2 years. I'm just waiting for the right opportunity. You've waited 2 years and still haven't gotten it. Christian, I'm 30 years old, not 3. I was wrong. Ji Weili leaned closer to me. Let's remarry. I'll give you a wedding. Getting Christian to say I was wrong was no easy feat. Will you agree? I want to study abroad and need a professor to recommend me. As soon as the words left my mouth, Ji Weili's face darkened. You're not going. Then forget it. Christian, turn right and leave. Remember to fix my front door. Otherwise, I'll call the police to arrest you. You really want to go? I won't respond. Ji Weili exhaled. All right, let's get married first. Does that mean there's no room for negotiation? I thought you were the one chasing after me. Ji Weili smiled lightly. All right, I'll introduce you. Oh, and Sun Jeru. Mentioning that name, Ji Weili's expression darkened. I'll handle it. We need to give our child an explanation. The next day, I received an email from Meng Chongyu. Inside was the complete video of Sun Jeru kissing Ji Weili from back then. Photos of the two from back then were leaked. Ji Weili sat on a chair with his eyes closed. Sun Jeru gently kissed his lips. The scene was beautiful. It was clearly taken by someone who had carefully filmed it. I checked the hotel. They said the surveillance footage had been destroyed after someone intervened. Ji Weili clearly didn't want to deal with this. Someone with power and influence, helping Sun Jeru with such underhanded deeds. Besides Ji Weili, there's Meng Chongyu. I contacted the media and exposed the video directly. I also revealed Ji Weili's married status at the time. The internet was ablaze with discussions. The topic shot straight to the trending charts. Damn it, they were initially promoting them as childhood sweethearts, a rising star and a capital tycoon, with everyone fawning over them. Turns out the guy is married. That's too shocking. This woman finally fell from grace. She treated staff like dirt, acted like a diva on set, and had all her scandals covered up by Capital. What a relief! In the past, whenever Sun Jiru's scandals were exposed, they would be suppressed immediately. But this time, it was allowed to ferment freely. Just as rivals and haters were jumping in, and the public opinion was escalating, I received a call from Ji Weili. Did you post the video? She contacted you again? Your relationship is really close. I said I'd handle it. Do you think I believe you? After saying that, I hung up without waiting for his reply. At the same time, I received a message from Meng Chongyu. Meng Chongyu, she came looking for me. Meng Chongyu, I ignored her. I curled my lips into a silent smile. I replied, be good. Meng Chongyu, can I come find you? No. I haven't forgiven you yet. The trending topic hadn't been up for long. Sun Jiru responded. Sun Jiru, thank you all for your concern. We were childhood sweethearts, but the rumors of infidelity are false. P.S. He's single. She also posted a photo of herself and Ji Weili from when they were children. Trolls flooded the comments. The comments were all, "Sweetie has been beautiful since she was a child. I knew you wouldn't do something like this. Sister and brother-in-law are so well matched." I sneered at the message. I touched my heart. I knew it would happen. What's there to be sad about? However, just a few minutes later, Ji Weili, who hadn't posted anything in years, suddenly made a public statement. I am Ji Weili. At the time that photo was taken, I was indeed married. I apologize to my wife here. I am currently trying to win her back. She is an ordinary person, and I hope everyone will stop paying attention to this. I couldn't believe my eyes. I logged out and checked again. It was definitely him who posted it. I was speechless. My phone vibrated. Ji Weili, my sincerity. Over the next few days, I was busy with my study abroad application. I didn't pay much attention to what was happening online. That day, I received a call from an unknown number. Lin Qinhuan, why are you still haunting me? Aurora, you're honoring me by calling such a lowly person like me. It's truly an honor. Xiao Yu actually betrayed me for you? I really underestimated you before. You flatter me. It's all thanks to the opportunities you gave me. Sun Jiru choked up. Do you really think sending a video can influence me? Of course not. This is just the first gift I'm giving you, a token of gratitude for letting Meng Chongyu get close to me. The next gift I'll send you is disappearing from the public eye forever. You're so full of yourself. Do you really think Ji Weili and Xiao Yu will help you? They love me the most. I chuckled. I never expected them to. I did everything myself. I just made sure they didn't interfere when I was dealing with her. After my mother passed away, I've been keeping an eye on Sun Jiru. She's been using her powerful connections to bully people in the industry. She's been acting however she pleases. She's offended a lot of people. Her dirt is easy to dig up. Her dirt is easy to uncover if you follow her for a while. Earlier, I found an assistant who had left Sun Jiru's company. She had suffered workplace bullying from Sun Jiru for a long time. When she quit, her mental state was already very poor. After getting in touch with her for a while, I indeed uncovered some major dirt. In this circle, tax evasion seems to have become an unwritten rule. But I didn't expect Sun Jiru to be this wealthy. She was still inevitably evading taxes. Just a few days ago, we finally gathered the relevant materials. This is also why I no longer want to play the game of pretending to be deaf and dumb with Meng Chongyu. After hanging up the phone, I went to the tax authority. I filed a formal complaint against Sun Jiru for tax evasion. Ji Weili received the news of my complaint immediately. Are you trying to eliminate her completely? Oh, Christian, are you feeling sorry for her? Ji Weili pinched the bridge of his nose. Do you know how much money my film company will lose because of this? Can't you wait for me? Until I'm dead? Mentioning this, Ji Weili sighed. The Sumners have connections in the system that rival those in the business world. They're not short on money. As long as she pays the taxes, it won't hurt her. That's right. I placed a finger on Ji Weili's chest. It all depends on Christian's sincerity. 3 months later. G. Whaley drove me to the airport. Send me a message as soon as you arrive in London. I'll arrange my work here and come find you. Got it, stop being so bossy. G. Whaley looked helpless. We've both been busy lately. I've been applying to overseas universities. G. Whaley has been cutting ties with the Sumners. At the time, under G. Whaley's manipulation, the evidence of son Jerry's tax evasion was leaked. Nowadays, society has zero tolerance for such incidents. The Sumners couldn't accept G. Whaley's betrayal. The relationship between the two families deteriorated rapidly. Several companies under G. Whaley's name also suffered significant setbacks. Meanwhile, the fact that Meng Chongyu and I were together was discovered by the G and Meng families. Meng Chongyu was sent abroad. He naturally refused to go. He was involved in a car accident while trying to escape. I went to the hospital to visit him. The boy's right leg was wrapped in thick casts. When he saw me, his eyes began to well up. I miss you. I looked at Meng Chongyu but didn't respond to his plea. Instead, I said, take care of yourself. He remained silent for a long time before asking me, did you ever like me? I did. He was handsome, had a great body, and pretended to be so kind and considerate. Who wouldn't be moved? But so what? I smiled. There are plenty of young, good-looking, and kind people in the world. Without you, I'll fall for someone else. At the airport, the announcement for the flight to London began. I carried my large suitcase and said goodbye to G. Whaley. G. Whaley seemed to sense something and hugged me tightly. Wait for me. I patted his shoulder. He didn't respond. After passing through security, I turned around and looked at G. Whaley standing far away. I smiled. I turned around, broke my phone card, and threw it into the trash can. Then I tore up the ticket to London. Half a year later. At a social gathering at Stanford University. A group of people gathered to chat. They suddenly started talking about the lies they had told in the past. Who hasn't told a few lies in their life? No, I guess Joy hasn't, she looks so innocent. I held a glass of beer and smiled slightly when I heard this. I didn't join the discussion. In my life, I've told too many lies. For example, I knew G. Whaley liked children. But I had never been pregnant. I told him about the miscarriage, but I knew he wouldn't verify it, and I wanted to stir up his hatred. For example, I had already met Meng Chongyu 4 years ago. I even clearly remember him standing next to Sun Jiru at the time. He looked at me like I was trash. A country bumpkin, not worth your time. Another example. I never applied to the University of London. After G. Whaley recommended that professor to me, I went to find him. That renowned academic authority was high and mighty. He could write a recommendation for me, but it had to be for the University of London. I smiled and pushed an envelope toward him. What's this? He frowned and opened it. A photo of a group of men and women drinking in a private room fell out. In the center was the renowned academic authority. Surrounding him were a group of young women. The professor's expression changed drastically. I smiled. It's just a recommendation from Stanford. It's no big deal for you, and you don't want to ruin your reputation, do you? But please keep this a secret from G. Whaley. I looked up at the moon outside. My thoughts drifted away. Huan, are you uncomfortable? Suddenly, a clumsy Chinese voice came from behind me. I remembered his name was K. He was the captain of the school's football team. An American, quite handsome. I chuckled, no, I'm just a bit tipsy. K handed me a glass of orange juice and sat beside me. His gaze carried the unhidden admiration of a young boy. I couldn't help but think of Meng Chongyu. I laughed softly, raised my glass, and clinked it gently with K's. We will meet many people in our lives. They come, they go, they leave their mark. They are destined to be mere passers-by.